Good morning, everyone. We have next session from Neeraj Gupta. He is AVP, Associate Vice President and Practice Head at Sigma Info Solution. Sigma Info Solution is a leading global IT solution and service company headquartered in Irvine, California, with development centers in Bangalore and Ahmedabad, India. He has worked in L&T, Infosys, Motorola, and Dell R&D before joining Sigma, and now he heads the e-commerce practice in Sigma. And today he's going to speak about how to enable your e-commerce portal to stay at top of industry trends. Neeraj, now you can start the presentation.
Sure. Thanks, Shakti, for the introduction. And good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be part of this forum and speak about this particular topic. I'm sure this topic is of great interest to all our merchants who are part of this event, as well as all the developer community. So, like we all know, like Magento is a great platform. There's no doubt about it. That's why we all are. We have a very large community, and we are all here to kind of cherish that moment now, right? So, again, many of our merchant use e-commerce, and they choose Magento as a platform. So we thought, like, how do we make them better compared to their competitors? How they can be ahead in the industry trends, right? So that's the whole idea of kind of presenting that in today's forum. So we thought, like, we'll cover this particular topic, which is of kind of a great interest to all of you. So let me move on. And so as part of this, I'm going to kind of cover like how we can bring our e-commerce expertise, our domain knowledge, because all of us are working for a longer period of time onto the e-commerce domain and onto the Magento. So I'm going to cover like what approach we should follow to see like how we can make our merchant more successful. What are the use cases where we can apply this particular process? And what is the data driven? Because without data, like the thing which you cannot really measure, you cannot really improve, right? With that thought, like we have captured some of the data, and based on that data analysis, we are coming up with certain recommendations. We'll also look at like how we can do the feature level competitive analysis versus our merchant site versus other competition sites. And later how do we make use of this particular thing by using the categorization and prioritization of those particular recommendations. Let me move on. As an approach, like we need to identify the competitors of your business. Like if it is like if merchants are looking at their business, they know who are their competitors. If it is agencies like development agencies, then they need to find who are their kind of a clients, uh, uh, business, like who are their competitors, right? We need to really see that. And again, we look at the kind of various parameters like global ranking, website traffic, page load time, average time spent on the site, and the bounce rate. And later, like we look at various competitive site across the domain, and also see like what are the various like parameters which are kind of good into any of the website which needs improvement and which doesn't need any kind of action. And again, this recommendation is very kind of exhaustive exercise. Then we need to really put that into right perspective to like really see like how we can make it more actionable. So because everything cannot be done and everything may not really result in a right outcome. So we need to really put that into various buckets, like what can be done as a must have, what can be as a good to have one, and what can be deferred. Now you may be wondering like where I can apply this particular process. So it can be applied anywhere, like it can be applied to any new development which we are taking it up or any merchant has in mind. It can also be applied to any of the maintenance projects because it's an ongoing thing to kind of make sure our kind of e-commerce portal is up to date and on like doing better than the competition. And during the development phase also, we can really look at how we can make it even better. And just for the interest of people who are from the engineering background and from the pre-sales, it can be applied in the pre-sales. We have tried that and clearly what our customer appreciate that, like we are bringing the domain knowledge here and making sure they are successful in their business. Now moving on, like if I talk about the data-driven analysis, as I said, like things which cannot be measured cannot be improved. So we want to look at the global ranking as you can see that this is just the sample which I have kind of projected here without any name of any of the clients. So let's say this is our client portal. These are the competitor 1, 2, and 3. So we want to kind of look at where they stand on their global ranking, and definitely lower is the better number. And we look at the website traffic. We look at the page load time. We look at how much time people are spending on their site. What is the bounce rate? What is the on-page score? And again, to put that into the right perspective, we want to kind of color code it. As you can see, like here, blue means like no action required. Here, maybe some improvements possible. Here, as kind of page load time is of great importance to all of us in e-commerce. Like we can see, like even that requires certain kind of drastic measures or certain corrections to make sure our merchants are really successful and ahead of their competition. So that's how we want to kind of use this particular data here to see how, like how they, where they stand. If it is existing site, then this data is going to be very, very useful, because then everybody knows where we stand and what is our journey ahead. Now you may have a question like how we are going to collect that particular information. So I just captured some of the URLs here. Like some of them, I'm sure every developer uses, like GTmetrix and SimilarWebs and Alexa sites and stuff like that. I captured those URLs here for the quick reference, as this deck will be available to all of you. And if you all need, you can always reach out to me. And so these tools can be utilized to make sure that you are able to collect this information very easily. And again, whatever information we are presenting here is we are not breaching any kind of a data privacy and stuff like that. This is very much available publicly. It's just for the comparison. We are putting that by making use of certain tools. Moving on, like again, once you see that particular analysis is done, then you know like website traffic needs to be increased and customers shall really focus onto increasing their digital marketing spend, and really to make sure like they have a more traffic onto their website. On page score was okay, and it can be further improvised with like certain like removing the page errors and stuff like that. And load time, as we discussed, is it was showing as it is very less, and it's definitely needs an improvement. So moving on to the, as I said, there are two parts to our analysis. One is the data driven, which I covered, like Alexa rankings and page load time and stuff like that. Then the next one which you want to really cover is the feature level kind of a competition, right? Where our merchants stands compared to their competitors. So again, same methodology. We have the column where we are talking about the clients portal. We are talking about the competitor 1, 2, and 3, and we are kind of covering. They all have, let's say, the e-commerce here. We have mentioned as yes, and which platform they are using here, right? And again, like as everything is kind of sold online, the presentation of the product become very, very kind of very important to attract the customers and also make them buy the products. If you see here, we are covering product presentation into multiple dimensions here. As you can see here, we are checking whether multiple images are available with our merchant or not, and how their other competitors are doing. Here you can say certain people don't have multiple images, some customers have, some of the competitors has the multiple images. Likewise, product zoom, 360 spin, quick views, color swatches, customer reviews, ratings, all are of great importance, because we all know when we go and buy any product, we definitely look at customer ratings, we look at multiple images, we prefer to kind of browse through any of the videos if they are available. And again, just to put that things into right perspective for a quick actions, we have kind of put that into different color coding, same color coding, like no action required. We can improve certain things, and drastic actions are required, right? So this gives the kind of quick view to our merchant and our teams to see like where we are lacking and where the chances of improvement are there. And moving on, further parameters, like if you see in the product presentations, there are multiple other things like recently viewed related products. Again, these are very important things to see, like we can attract more customers and make the sale happen to the site. And again, once the product presentation part is over, the next comes to the discovery part of it, because the product is available, but it is not discoverable, it's of no use, right? So we really need to see like how the advanced search works, how the navigation works, how the auto suggested search works, because everybody is used to of the way the searches are done into the Google site now. So everybody wants, as soon as I type a couple of things, then it should give me great suggestions, the product which I am looking for. Likewise, again, filtering options to kind of narrow down your search and really look for the product which you would like to buy. Gift registries, wish lists are of great importance to bring back the customer and make them buy from your website. And again, if customer is of the B2B customer, then we can look at whether they are having any affiliate program, are they having any kind of ability for customers to come back and reorder quickly, looking at their previous orders. Do we have a Google AdWords available into the site or not? And once we cover like search part, when we cover the product discovery part, then it comes like more interactive feature like live chat. Let's say you are visiting a site and you have a query related to product or shipments or payments, you would definitely look for somebody who can help you quickly. So live chats are a great example where we can engage customer and increase our conversion rates. So those are the things, again, we are comparing how others are doing versus our merchant who we definitely want it to be successful, right? And then the other features like mouse over, it gives you some more information, product videos and stuff like that. Moving on, and again, product personalization, like for the better engagement, making them sign up for the newsletters or email signups, conducting some polls, refer a friend. They're a big list because Magento is a very, very powerful platform to allow us to leverage all of it, which is relevant for the client. Moving on, like again, abandoned carts, whether we are implementing, not implementing, do we have discounts, do we have coupons ability into the website or not? And again, if it is from the store management perspective, whether it makes sense to have a multilingual site, and based on the context, we need to discuss with our merchant and see like, do they feel the need of having site in multiple languages and how the other competitors are doing. So we need to make those assessments, discuss with the merchants and see like what is really relevant and really make it happen. One page checkout again makes it easy for people to check out, and there's better success rates available to do that. Again, on the store management, whether a site is responsive, it's become by default now, most of the sites are responsive, and because a lot of traffic comes from the mobile these days, as we all know, like people are using mobiles for even there's no mobile app, they prefer to kind of browse the items onto the mobile and then make a purchase. Free shipping, again, third-party integration, whatever is relevant for the customer, whether QuickBooks or Google Analytics, again, ERP integrations and stuff like that, and how we are kind of managing the coming to the admin side of it, what feature we are leveraging from the platform, whether it's inventory related, invoice related, order related, and again, whether we have the text configured for each of the states or not, shipments and multiple promotions and stuff like that is what kind of we really cover as part of this competitive analysis. And just for the understanding, like this analysis are better done in an Excel, and then kind of it's become easy to really scroll, show it to the client. But from the presentation perspective, we have kind of put that into the PPT, but it is well kind of done into the particular Excel format. So once we are done with this kind of heavy lifting, and with our experience of like more than a decade of experience working on e-commerce as a domain and Magento as a platform, we have really seen these kind of things are people, our merchants are really appreciating our efforts as we go beyond the providing the solution and beyond providing the code to them. We bring our expertise, our domain expertise onto the e-commerce side and really make sure they are successful, because their success is finally our success, right? So they have requested wherever we tried, and as I mentioned earlier, like it can be utilized in any phase of the project, be it during maintenance, be it starting a new project, or even we are developing something, we can make use of this particular thing. And sometimes even we have tried like making use of this one even during the pre-sales, where customer comes to us with a feature set and we say, okay, definitely we can implement each of the things what they're asking, but we can definitely go beyond what is asked by them. So now what is next step? Because that is probably very cluttered kind of a presentation and a lot of kind of red, greens, and yellows. So we need to really see that like what is how we can categorize those recommendations, because now we know the recommendations based on this color coding. We need to see the impact areas, like where those recommendations are impacting. Is it related to customer experience? Is it related to conversions and performance optimization? Is it related to sales, or is it related to search engine optimization? So once we have this kind of categorization, we need to, again, everybody has like limited time and money in this world. To how do we make use of those recommendations? Because some may be like getting better results, some may not be getting us the better results. So we need to put that into the right perspective. So this is the kind of a ultimate kind of a outcome of that exercise, which I showed you in the previous slides. Here we have the priority into three buckets, like must have, good to have, can be deferred. And here we have categories as the impact areas, like based on analysis sample, which I have kind of shown in the previous slides. We are talking about like customer experience. We can enhance customer experience by adding product filters. We can have a social media login because it becomes very easy for people to log in. They don't want to kind of keep a track of their various logins to the various websites. They can quickly log in and make a purchase from the website. Compare product wish list, again, increase traffic, abandoned cart, decrease load time. And likewise, we have categorized what can be kind of done as part of the probably phase two, like some of the items we have listed, and something which you can kind of defer it, or we can take up as probably phase two, phase three of the project, right? Which can be, which I kind of put that into the can be deferred category. Likewise, again, the same presentation, same thing continues. What is relevant for the sales and marketing, how we can promote those products, and what things matters the most to make sure our kind of merchants are successful, they are able to make better sale, right? So those are the things which definitely we wanted to kind of put that. And from our experience, like customer kind of never really thought, like some of the customer never thought about having the analysis done in this way to make use of it and increase their sale. So like that pretty much covers the part, like in terms of recommendations. As just a quick recap of the 5-step process which I described in my previous slides. Like one is the approach. So we need to identify the competitors. Again, there are two ways of doing that. We can talk to our merchants, find out what are their closest competitions, and those guys have their e-commerce sites. We can look at their website, and if that information is not available, we ourselves can do the research, find out who are the nearest competitors, and how we can compare our merchants and make them better into that, right? So next one is again the quantitative side of it, like how we can like do that quantitative analysis, where we are talking about the Alexa rankings and like bounce rate and stuff like that, because as I said, the things which can be measured only can be improved. And third point, what we discussed was more of a kind of a feature analysis, where we're comparing each of the feature, right, from product listing to product searches and better customer engagements and better like SEO and stuff like that. And next step was again coming up with the recommendations, and not only coming up with the recommendation, but also prioritizing that based on the focus areas, based on the impact. Finally, we need to see how much time and money we are going to spend and what are the probable results. So based on that, we can decide those things, kind of put it forward to our merchant, discuss it, finalize the list, and ultimately implement that particular items into our e-commerce portals. Moving on, like you may be wondering, like what is the kind of a probable outcomes, right, of doing this much of exercise, and not really only doing the coding, but also kind of going more deeper into the domain side of it to make sure we are all successful. So these are the some of the things, like we have said, like be informed and reach new heights, because if you are not even knowing where you stand, it's going to be very tough to have any improvisations, right? So first is definitely knowing where you stand in terms of the various your rankings, our merchants ranking, and definitely coming up with the better suggestions of the feature which can be included into the website during any of the phase of the website, finding the better SEO rankings, and that will definitely results into the better customer experience. That definitely means like more better engagements onto the e-commerce portal, and also increasing the revenues for our merchants, right? So this is the kind of a definitely the end goal which we all have to have a better sale for our customers, our clients, our merchants, to make sure they get more and more business and become successful. So that pretty much I wanted to cover as part of this presentation. I hope this is of help to a lot of people who are here currently onto this forum. So over to you, Shashila.
So, Mr. Neeraj, we do have one question here,
Yeah.
and thanks for giving really an insightful session on like how we can, where the analysis report like data driven and feature driven, and what are the recommendation into different categories. So I am sure it is really helpful to the audience, and we can take different actions based on that. So we have one question like, after applying this recommendation, how much time do we need to give to get the results, and on what basis we will decide its effect, that whether it's good or bad. I mean, it's working or not, like that.
So basically, one is like discussing the recommendations uh, with the client, with our merchants, to really see like what they also feel, because not only we are expert in e-commerce, they also know their business better, they know their competition better. So we can discuss with them to figure out like what are the things we want to prioritize. And again, as I said, like we have to kind of put that into the right perspective based on the time to market and stuff like that. But definitely, I think we can implement that in maybe anywhere from 15 days to 4 weeks time frame. And then again, look at that. I mean, this exercise is not a one-time exercise. As I said, like we need to again keep comparing against our competitions, and every probably 3 to 4 months we need to look at where we stand, how much we have progress, how much our competition has progressed, to see we are relevant in the market, and we are ahead in the game compared to our competitions. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I hope it helps to answer the question from uh, audience. Pragya,
Thank you.
does any other questions? Let me check. I think you are safe now. We don't have any questions. Thank you,
Okay.
Neeraj, again,
Thanks.
and
Thanks,
thank you
everybody.
everyone for joining this session.